But here's how it's going to play out. Nappy will look at the ground for a while, ponder it, and then right away he'll decide yes or no.
The channel crossing was an idea that has been brought up amongst paddlers for quite a long time now. We all thought that it would be cool to go island to island with their canoe, to try it one day.
I read in the sports section of the local paper that this fellow, Nappy Napoleon, who was 67 years old, was about to cross the Molokai Channel between Molokai and Oahu in a strenuous six-man race for the 50th straight time. I thought,
what would be involved in a person's life to be able to do something like that? To have that kind of commitment and determination to do that for 50 consecutive years.
And that kind of blew me away. The idea was to cross the channels between all the main Hawaiian islands.
He had this idea of doing all the channels, and I told him, no, I don't want in. It's crazy. It's something a haole guy would think of, not a Hawaiian. A Hawaiian, we don't usually care to do anything crazy like that.
By him doing this would really make a statement. 60 plus years old, and he can go and complete this paddle that we thought was almost impossible.
And sure enough, Nappy looked at the ground, shook his head, and he goes, yeah, sounds like a good idea. Let's do it.
I think the first day is the most dangerous day.
Yeah, for sure.
The first day is the most dangerous day because of the reputation of the channel. The hardest day is the Kauai Channel. But the most dangerous one is the very first one we're starting on, so we really have to be heads up.
Tomorrow, it's an adventure, one of many that you'll have in your lifetime. I exhort you to invite your ancestors to come and take part with you. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our ancestors. You know, when you're calling on your ancestors, you can ask them for everything, and they cannot refuse you. When you sleep tonight, they may come to you in a dream and they'll say, I want to come too. I was a good friend of a friend of a friend. Say yes. Tomorrow, on your one-man canoe, you can fit them all. Hey, it's your dream. Do what you want in your dream.
All of us flew to the big island of Hawaii, the southernmost island in the chain.
It would be almost physically impossible to do what we're gonna do, which is cross every day for 6 days.
J-Lord picked me up about a couple, you know, the kind of backpack with the water.
Oh, yeah.
But he don't know animal teeth, so you know when you bite them, all the gums there. So I told him, you need to bring one set of teeth or something.
Nui na haku imu o kalani Hona na makani o lelo hona ia Helele kaua I ke kai a me he vai he ola Pa mai ke anui nui Mahalo ya o ya o na lani nui a mamau e
The first channel between the Big Island and Maui is called Ale Nui Haha. It is known to be treacherous, and it means great billows smashing, reaching prime. It was 48 miles.
I don't paddle every day. They always hear the same thing, I like to paddle. But when I think about it, I like to paddle. I mean, you know, you hear a guy, he went swim to Molokai, or this guy went paddle 100 miles on his bike. This is me. What is the big deal? You like to paddle like me. You like to ride bike. I like to paddle. I can go paddle the same route, go around the island. I don't see it's a big deal, but guys think, oh, you ain't paddle that far. But like I said to him, hey, look at that guy swim Molokai. He loves to swim, you know, so it's no big deal. Paddling was good to me. In fact, I never know what was my left hand and my right hand, because it really never mattered to me. You know, like things, no matter how I found out where the left hand was, I'm paddling with the senior, the old timers. I'm in the front stroking the canoe, and then the guy in the back of me tell me, you're too fast on your left. And now I don't know which is the left, I'm paddling. He stops and he whacked me on the left arm. This is your left. And then the armor is always on the left side. That kind of things, you know.
The hardest channel for me was the first leg, the big island to Maui. Not knowing what to expect was the hardest thing to get past, you know.
Your only first day in, you're just like, God, I have 5 more days of this.
The next morning I felt the worst, but then slowly every morning after that, our bodies felt better and better and better.
On the second day, we paddled 25 miles from Maui to Kaho'olawe and Kaho'olawe to Lanai. Alala keiki separates Maui from Kaho'olawe. It means a crying child.
I had good childhood life. I never said this before, but when I think, I was like the girl in the family. I got to take care of my sister, change their diaper. They was really small, and sometimes something happened, they crying, and my parents come and I get a little bit lickings, you know, because I wasn't watching them good, and then, you know, I kind of crying, and then I'm saying, oh God, I wish I was dead. I never was good in school. I can remember sometimes my parents, you know, oh, you dummy, you know, you stupid, all this kind, you know. I never had much education. In fact, I went to a school where you make chairs, you know, make all these kind of coffee tables. Because I was pretty good with my hands, but first remembering things, I wasn't much good. I can study all night. Next day, I forgot what I studied, you know. One education I had, my parents loved the drinking. They loved the good time. They having all night. But soon my parents went to sleep, everybody went home. I would get up and I would clean the kitchen, and, you know, washing the dishes, you smell the cigarette butts, the beer smells, and, oh, I told my parents, man, I'm never going to drink. When I think I was about 16, I worked on a boat, fishing boat with my uncle. So I was in the water all the time. Then I started going down the beach, worked on the beach with my uncle's steamboat. He was a beach boy at that time. That was a good life. That was a good life, beach boy, because I'm my own boss. Nobody tell me what to do, you know. But now I'm big and I get all my grandchildren. I tell them the story, what I used to say. But I thank God he never take me, because now I got all my grandchildren, great-grandsons, you know. So, you know, I'm the luckiest guy in the world.
Kealakahiki is a pathway to the foreign lands, specifically Tahiti. It links Kaho'olawe with Lanai.
I think everybody relates paddling to him. He's been around for so long that when you think of paddling, you can't leave Uncle Nappy out of the equation. He's just attached to paddling. and just so consistently. He's never not been in the paddling world. And whether it's here in Australia, traveling Canada, wherever they're going, it's on a consistent basis. Like he just doesn't stop. He never stops paddling.
And you look at where he's gone with it and how long he's gone with it, and you know, all of us guys, we want to be like him. You don't want to be 50 and not doing what he's doing still. Or you only got one life to live, you might as well play it as much as you can. That's a good thing with Uncle Nappy. He reminds us it's fun, it's our lifestyle. We got to enjoy it. He's definitely a good model for us.
On the third day, we did 3 channels. First Maui to Lanai, then Maui to Molokai, and Molokai to Lanai. Au means to bathe. It is the channel between Maui and Lanai.
Well, I think this way. Some kids, they born, the parents is this, or like that. I think, the hell with it. Like me, I never asked to be born. But just because I never asked to be born, I can be pissed off with the world and do things. Do the best you can, whatever you want. You know you gotta work. Nothing comes free. I don't think you can get anything free, and then if you do get things free, it's when you get things free, then you like more things free. Make up your mind what you wanna do and do it. It's not hard, it's not hard. Most people today is the mother work, the father work, and the children someplace else, which I disagree with. I know everything nowadays is money, you gotta buy this, but I honestly believe it's a cop-out when people say that. In other words, if you live within your means, you got no problem. But when you wanna buy a new car, you wanna buy all these kind, now you gotta make payments, now the wife gotta work. But nowadays, the kids getting all in trouble, all this. It's not really their fault, it's parents' fault. They're not on them. Before our time, when you get out of hand, you get the stick, you know what I mean? I'm not against that kind of giving the kid licking to a certain extent, not beating them up. But if you don't train your children from small time, you're not going to work.
A channel between Molokai and Maui is called Pailolo. Lolo means brain and Pai means to lift.
The best thing happened to me, well, I got to know my wife. That's the best thing happened to me. I always was on loner, actually. My wife was my first girlfriend. That don't mean that's not the first girl I kissed, but that was my first legal girlfriend. We married, now about 43 years now. And before that, we was like brother and sister. She liked the kind read, study like that, and she's smart. I think we get a better deal because, I get friends, their wife educated and they educated. But once in a while, we tend to grumble it because this, that. Like this way, I cannot grumble with my wife because she knows more. I cannot put my 2 cents in. But when come paddling, then I can put all my 2 cents, but we don't grumble. Well, I'm the luckiest one because my wife, she likes the same thing I like. She loves to surf, she loves to paddle, so we do everything together. This is me, I don't know about other guys. My wife actually is everything to me. I don't need nothing, just my wife I'm happy with.
Kalohi is a channel between Lanai and Molokai. It means the slowness, the lingering, sparkling.
I always wanted kids. I kind of like children. when times was rough for us, my boys were like about 5, going 7. We'd go down Kahala, trim coconut trees, do work, you know, but we all went together. They get good surf, so my wife called in, I call in sick, then we take the boys, we go down Haliva, take lunch, everything, we go surf. My boys was going to St. Patrick's at that time, they got school out there. So what we tell the teacher that, tell them Napoleon's holiday. So the man said, so Mr. Napoleon, what is this, the Napoleon's holiday? I thought, yeah, sister, we ain't go surf. I take all the kids, we go surf because I believe one day not gonna make you low lower. You know what I mean? Because when you go one day, surf, enjoy yourself, next day you feel like studying, you know. She never said nothing after that.
You play. I'll follow you. He's a slacky from Waikiki. Oh. And he with his wife for 40-something years. How about that?
Yeah, 44.
See, 44. Look at that. Woo! Come on, boys. Go get them, boys.
Day 4 put us on Molokai, looking across the Kaiwi Channel at our home island of Oahu. Nappy has paddled across this channel close to 100 times.
Okay, let's get this paddle over.
Kaiwi means the bone, the core, the boundary.
What time we thinking? I knew out of everybody that I would have the hardest time. People know me, I'm not really one guy that would be good at long distance paddling. Why did I end up going? I guess basically it's my dad. My dad said, and he said, I think you should go. I think the best thing was paddling with my dad. But I think it's every day that you wake up and you understand you gotta get to the other island. And there's no ifs or buts. I've learned on the ocean is the place. I guess you got guys who ski and they'll say the mountain is the place. But for us guys who surf and Hawaiians, it's the ocean.
By day 4, where we paddled the Kaiwi Channel, we were all pretty tired. And of course, then we're at home with the biggest challenge coming up, which was from Oahu to Kauai, about 80 miles. It was going to be a true test of our will and whether or not we were going to truly make this. And we were pretty tired.
We're at home, we're resting, we got to get up at 3 o'clock to do this Kauai Channel. The wind was mediocre. So I really wanted to call it off.
How long do you think it'll take this trip? Roughly.
Tomorrow. Yeah. Happy it's going to take us about 14 hours.
It was very tempting to just go home, get a good night's rest, take a day off.
You want to know what I think? I think you should wait a day.
Why don't you and I go ask Nappy how he feels about it? It might be more smart to wait a day to go.
One day.
I feel good to go. I'm good to go.
Yeah, me, I'm all right. I'm all right.
You're all right.
Yeah, nothing wrong with me.
I think you need to replenish. These guys have been going like at least 7 to 8 hours every day.
You gotta finish everything. It's a daily job.
Well, one day isn't gonna hurt.
If Nappy can do it, that's all that matters to me.
Well, because it's hardcore, he'll say it even if it's not feeling good, you know.
Yeah.
He won't be the one to, Okay.
When we get here, we'll take a break.
And there, and there.
Go to bed early, huh?
Hey, why not? Hold on. What time? Before 3, yeah? Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna go home and sleep, brother.
If each one of us could just get into that quiet place within us, say your own prayer.
Take it easy. Take it slow.
Yeah.
How we roll.
That's the only way it's going to happen.
Don't worry about anything, Gobi. Just keep it neutral.
We're pulling up Canoe Point right now. We're pulling up into the bay, about to unload everything.
You want a Gatorade to go? Yeah? Good idea.
Ka'ie'iewaho stretches 80 long miles between Oahu and Kauai. It means the lofty, the high-ranking.
In the modern world, we just have a lot of confusion as to who we are, what we should be doing, where we're going with our lives. When we don't have a sense of place or a sense of direction, then we make mistakes, do stupid stuff. And when we do that, generally what comes from those mistakes and that confusion is suffering. Whereas Nappy has a sense of place, and he's chosen a path of doing what he loves to do.
Doing what you love and then sharing what you love helps you find place. And when you find place, then you have opened yourself up as a channel for the energy of the universe, the energy of what's behind us all to come through. It's almost like nature, the universe, or God is almost giving you a shaka. It's going, yeah, you're doing something cool.
Oh my God, whose crazy idea was it? Wait, how many hours will it take us in?
Oh, not that bad.
Yeah.
About only 14 hours and 26 minutes. Not bad. Feel like 14 hours. Yeah.
Wasn't too bad paddling and sitting in your boat, but when you tried to get out, that was a tough part.
Better late than never, but he made it.
Nappy tried to wear me out there. Holy crap.
I can't believe you guys can still stand up.
Oh no, they barely stand.
We're like wobbling.
We're all pretty much barely standing, but it wasn't over yet. We still had to get from Kauai over towards the small island of Niihau, which is it's only 20 miles away, but the fact that it's a forbidden island made us somewhat nervous about that crossing.
In a 1,000-mile journey, when you've done 900 miles, you should consider it halfway. Okay, it's kind of like what we got here. Even though this looks, compared to what we did yesterday and some of these other channels we've done, fairly easy, we shouldn't think it's going to be that easy. In fact, Nappy says he always thinks everything's going to be hard, and then if it's not, he's happy. If it is hard, it's what he expected. In other words, we shouldn't let our guard down. We're so close. Just don't screw it up. Don't get cocky. Don't think it's going to be easy. I think today we all stay as a tight group, get to that little bay over there on Niihau. We let Nappy step on that beach first, huh?
To me, I think you should go on the land first because your idea. For me, this kind of thing, actually not really big deal to me. It's just one paddle.
How about we do them together?
We'll all do them together.
We'll all do them together.
To complete our journey, we set off on Kaulakahi between Kauai and Niihau. Kaulakahi means flame.
You know, when you see something in nature and you're kind of in awe, it's the same thing. Like, I watch him paddle and I'm in awe that, you know, that body has been through what it's been through and he's still going. And every year he's doing it again, he's doing it again. Maybe it's different for him. Sometimes I think maybe he doesn't gotta discipline himself. Maybe he just does it because if he doesn't do it, he'll just die, you know? That's the only way he knows how to live, I think.
I am inspired by Nappy's commitment to a tradition and a sport for so long and still being in such top form for that at this age, and what that says to people in Hawaiian culture, in our country as a whole and the world, that if you love something, stick with it and keep going with it. Nappy sets a standard of dedication and strength and commitment to something that is a great lesson for all of us, young and old.
For me, I was like, holy, that was unreal. we paddled all the way from there to there. That's unreal. What Toko Nappy? Just another paddle.
Having done all the channels, that's definitely by far the biggest thing that I've done in my whole entire life. Nothing comes close to that.
That was one of the most special things in my whole life.
I would think instead of buying a car, you do something like that, I think you'd better yourself as a person. You know? When you think about it nowadays, we always hustle and we always got to be moving, paying the bills, rat race. But when you're out there on the ocean, it's enjoy the day, enjoy the second, the minute, the hour. Guarantee the best thing I've ever done, guarantee.
Only you haoles think of this kind of idea, and us Lolo Hawaiians follow.
Life is as great as you want it, as grand as you want it. Don't stop. Whenever there's an adventure, say yes, and if times are that you can't say yes, ask for a second chance, because it'll come.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for coming. See you guys, and hope to see you guys back again. Okay, good.